Ladies and gentlemen, fight fans from around the world, welcome to the podcast that brings you close to the action. The biggest stories in MMA, the hardest punches in boxing, and anything wild that happens in a 4 or 8-sided ring. From knockouts to controversies, everything in between, we're talking about it. Broadcasting live every Thursday night at 10:30 p.m. My name is Brian. I'll be tonight's referee. And in tonight's corner, lonely corner, is Pat.
It's just me. Nobody wants to fight me tonight.
Now, let's get ready to check in ringside. All right, everybody. What do we have tonight? We got some people. Hey, guys, anybody in the chat? Everybody watching us live?
What's up, guys?
Hit us up in the chat. Let us know.
What's up, guys?
Let us know what's up. All right, let's bring up the topics tonight. Tonight's 3 topics. It's gonna be a short night tonight. All right, intro topics. All right. So topic number 1. Was Chimaev exposing possible judging bias or refusing to accept that Strickland simply outworked him? After losing his title to Sean Strickland at UFC 328, Khamzat Chimaev stirred controversy by suggesting American judges and an American promotion influenced the decision. So here's the real question. Is he calling out a legitimate pattern in the sport, or is he just having trouble accepting the defeat? Take it away, Pat.
All right. So what happened? He lost against Sean Strickland. It seemed like he was a little bit bitter. What's weird is that after the fight, he was the first person to wrap the belt around Sean's waist. So right there, I was like, okay, cool. We buried the hatchet. Everything's cool. It was kind of all a show. It was like your WWE stunt where everybody's, taking chirps at religion and taking shots at brothers, sisters, whatever you got to do to make it exciting. And then at the end, straps the belt around his waist. They seem to have buried the hatchet in the ring right there. And
they seem like best friends right after the fight, right?
So, it was kind of done, and I guess he slept on it, and he went, I don't know if you have the assets up, but he went and made a tweet that is now deleted. You can pull it up. Otherwise, I can.
This one over here?
No, I put a bunch of some. Yeah, I guess nothing. I uploaded.
Nothing's in the assets folder.
It says it uploaded, and I see nothing. So it's all good.
So what do you say in the tweet?
He basically. So I'm going to read it out. It says all judges are Americans. The organization is American. The opponent is American, and one is Chechen, which is him. It's a close fight. Who do you think will win? And he's laughing. Like, he's basically being sarcastic that the organization was American, the fighter was American, all the judges were American versus one Chechen. He was like, the odds were stacked against him. He had no chance in that win.
Well, I don't think that's an odd thing to complain. Well, it is UFC, so it's hard. It's weird to complain about UFC's American and the promotion is American. Maybe he has a case for the judges. Maybe you should have mixed it up, the judges from maybe as a case there. But what do you think? You think he's just crying about it now? Or well, first of all, what's he saying? He's saying the judges purposely judged against him or counted against him?
Well, he's saying because they were American, maybe they were a little biased. They were being a little biased against him because he's not American. This was on American soil. It was an American event. I think it's a shot in the dark, though. I mean, you're running out of excuses. That's clearly not the problem. The problem that he lost wasn't because he was going up against Team America, if you want to call it that.
That's true.
It's clear. He barely made weight. He almost died leading up into fight week. Guys like TJ Dillashaw said he had to stop training because he was cutting too much. He wasn't drinking enough water. There's so much water intake you need to be taking when you're cutting, and if you're not doing that, your body just gives up. It shuts down on you. And apparently he was vomiting, and it's all the cases that come with the weight cuts, which I think is ridiculous. We've talked about this already, that cutting 25, 30, 35 pounds is extremely dangerous. It's not his division. This is just a proof in the pudding that it's not his division. He should just step up like he said he would, go to 205. Don't blame the judges. Don't blame the organization. Don't blame Sean for being an American, for beating you because he's an American. It's not a country war, this is just, you're in the wrong division. This is not your place. Go fight with the bigger boys.
Yeah, I find it's a weird accusation because, like, what would happen if Strickland went to go fight? Where is he from? Something Kazakhstan or where's he?
He's Chechen.
He's Chechen.
Yeah.
Well, what after Strickland went to go fight in Chechnya with the Chechen judges and Chechen promotion? It wouldn't be odd for Strickland to start saying, "Oh, you guys are biased. I come in your country, and you guys are all countrymen of a country that I came to fight. And what's up? That's kind of biased. Well, obviously, it's
Funny you say that. I still picture Sean saying something like that. That's so Sean to say that, go into a country and the fight hasn't even started.
Well, no one speaks English here. What the fuck?
Don't you guys speak English? Come on, what is this? But well, you know what? There was word that he had attempted to schedule a what do you call it? A catch weight fight, where you basically a catch weight is when you bypass the weight limit, where both parties negotiate on fighting on different terms, like saying, okay, you have a 15-pound advantage of me, but it's fine. I agree. We'll fight under these conditions. So it's basically a bypass that some fighters will ask for if they don't make weight.
But this is outside of UFC, or did this happen in UFC?
This is in UFC. UFC? You can have it in UFC where, because it's UFC that basically organizes it. But that structure, I don't like it because it doesn't show the seriousness involved. It kind of gives fighters a second chance, if you want to call it, because there's guys that they won't make the weight, and basically they don't want to lose their purse, they don't want to lose the fight, they lose their title because of it. So what they do is they try to offer the other fighter a catch weight, which is basically just meet somewhere in the middle, and we'll still do this fight and on common grounds, I guess.
And this can never be a championship fight. This is just
if both parties agree. Why not? If Sean agrees, it could, but it would be stupid if Sean. A lot of guys will be like, I've seen guys.
Is that up to the fighter to decide?
Yeah. If the organization allows it. But I've seen fighters in the past. I forget the name. It wasn't a big name, but it happens often where the guys don't make weight for a UFC.
What do you call it again?
Catch weight.
Catch.
Yeah.
Wait.
And he was prepared to pay Sean Strickland $1 million for this catch weight fight. So that's his incentive to kind of get Sean to fight him legit.
Yeah, I'm looking at it shows a picture of Makachev and Green. I don't know if that's but the key rules and penalties is no titles on the line.
Okay, so
first forfeiture. No pound allowance. Official weight limits must strictly met on the scale. For example, the contrary 148-pound catch, both fighters must weigh in or below exactly 148.
So what they're saying is basically you're choosing a new limit. Basically saying
you're choosing the max weight you could be.
Chimaev is walking around at 203. He's probably just going to say, "Oh, I can't drop to 185. Hey, Sean, I'll give you $1 million for a 200-pound fight. You can gain a bit of weight, and I just have to cut 3 pounds. I'll give you $1 million, no title, but we still get our fight on the line, and nothing is because he's gonna lose. He basically loses his shot if it's not, which is it's an interesting take. I don't know if Sean would have taken that. It's pretty crazy that to do something like that, because you're kind of giving the advantage to the other guy. I think maybe that was part of the reason why Sean might have won, was because everyone saw it. Khamzat was gassed in the second round. He tried to wrestle Sean. He got gassed out, and second round, he had no endurance. So that's not normal. That's not something that we've seen from Chimaev. I think that was probably to blame from his cutting weight.
Yeah, I never saw this guy fight before. Like because of the podcast, I'm fairly new to. And the way they were talking about Chimaev is like he's the boogeyman. He's like an elite fighter. I didn't see that eliteness really with the Strickland fight. It's the first time I saw him fight.
It's crazy that that was your first fight, and I totally agree with you. That fight shouldn't stand ground and basically expose of what Chimaev is all about. It's kind of the opposite of what he's all about. He showed fatigue in that fight. Then again, he's never really gone 5 rounds. He doesn't take his opponents to 5 rounds. Takes them down in the first round. He out wrestles them, and he takes you down. And if it goes to 3 rounds, it's you're probably, because you were on your back for 3 rounds, and you probably don't have the upper advantage. Whereas Strickland, we've talked about his stance, the off guard, the way he stands, and he's able to stand up a little more. And you take him down, his get up game is really great. We saw it with Chimaev. He was able to push back, where Chimaev, to the point where he was like, I can't do anything in the second round. He had a takedown in the third, the fourth, but they weren't dominating rounds. And it showed because the judges favored 3-2 for Sean. And
Strickland was good at keeping him at arm's length away. Chimaev away from him.
With the jab.
Arm's length, yeah.
With the jab. Outside pocket, jab. Because if you stay inside in front of him, you might get knocked. If you just stay outside of his reach, he's always looking for your angle, which is so smart. And constant pressure. Never stop that constant pressure. Otherwise, you give him a chance to try to take you down. I mean, he is a wrestler after all. He's not going to stand and bang with you. He doesn't want to. Not with Sean Strickland. Anyway. Nobody does. But
So your final take is it was kind of odd. He went around pointing fingers.
It's odd. It's odd. It comes down to he needs to go up to 205. That's the solution. It's not your place. You're in the wrong schoolyard. Go play with the bigger boys. Don't blame the American judges. I thought that was pretty weak. He deleted his tweet, but it still stands. Like, I mean, everybody saw that, and it shouldn't be that shouldn't be tacked onto his legacy to like kind of like promote that kind of like babyish behavior, if you want to call it, like kind of like very poor excuses, poor excuses.
It's probably what happened is the aftermath of the fight. I don't know, he's reading reviews or he's reading people's comments, and probably it's getting in his head, and now he's flashing back at everything. You know,
like we said, he put the belt around his waist. I thought it was done. I thought that was like a way of like, I'm humbled. You're the better man. You got me, and that's the way it should have been. Well,
I don't know if I even should say it. BB says, "What's up?" Isaac says, "Hi." Isaac Cruz, me Isaac, and you too. I love you.
Hey.
I love you too, Isaac. Thank you. We move on.
Yeah.
All right. Was Rousey's comeback an iconic throwback moment for the ages, or a strategically protective matchup designed to shield her legacy? Ronda Rousey returned to MMA and submitted Gina Carano in just 17 seconds, but fans immediately questioned the matchup, considering Carano hadn't fought in 17 years. What we're really asking is, does the opponent matter more than the statement?
Let's talk about Rousey for a bit. I had to look at her numbers because she beat Gina Carano 17 seconds. Wait, you said?
You want to see it? I showed you my new app, but I also have it for.
Oh, you got it for UFC?
Yeah.
Nice.
Check this out. How you spell?
Yep.
This.
Let's do UFC.
Both statistics.
Oh shit. Okay, you're not gonna find much on Ronda, I think, because they kind of. They still have. Man, look at that. So what I wanted to go into was Ronda's history of how she finished her matches. She has 13 wins, 10 of 13 by armbar. So that's her thing. Okay, she's a judo specialist. Yeah, absolutely. She judo chops you. She takes you to the ground. But by God, she loves arms. She loves to squeeze an arm out of its socket. She got 10 out of 13 wins by arm, and 9 of those 10 were under a minute. So this is her career. It was based off armbar finishes.
This is kind of her signature.
Yeah. So when I saw that, I was like, at first I get the whole talk of how 17 seconds, what's Ronda doing? This was kind of an easy one for her. I get it in the sense that Gina has been out of the game for nearly 2 decades. They basically fed Ronda fresh fish. Gina didn't look in shape. She didn't look like someone that belonged in the ring. Everyone knew she was going to get outclassed, outfought. Ronda did it in 17 seconds. Is it easy? Is it a
also there was so much build up to the fight, and it's not like they were gonna have careers after this. Like
No.
it
Well,
was gonna
Ronda
rejuvenate their
retired.
careers, right?
Ronda
Exactly.
was going to
So
retire.
why give a bit of a show? Why fight like this? You're fighting for the championship and like you're trying to show your dominance in the league or the sport. Why do it in 17 seconds? Why don't you have a bout out and that's it, and make it entertaining a bit?
It's a good question, Brian. And if we were talking about any other fighter, it would be an interesting debate. But this is Ronda Rousey. She's very narcissistic. She's very self-centered. She's someone who she's a sore loser. She's never gotten over the fact that she lost her last 2 fights in UFC and got kicked out, and no one ever wanted her back. She's been sour ever since that. And this was her return. I think this was her fuck you to the world of like, I'm back. I'm still strong. This is what I am. But she's all bark. It in the sense that she knew who her opponent was coming into the ring. She knew she had the upper hand. She knows she's got a track record of, if she's got you on the floor, forget about it. You better have no arms to fight her, because if you have just one arm that's stuck to your limb, she's ripping it right out of its socket. So it was kind of expected, and she knew this. I think she used it to her advantage, knowing that she was most likely going to win, and she was going to call her retirement. Kind of like, fuck you world, I'm back, and this is it, and now I'm done. You ain't getting a second chance at me. Oh, I'm sure Gina's not going to get a rematch, but now someone is probably like, you get these Amanda Nunes, you get Kayla Harrison, who came out of the woodworks. These are all active women in UFC right now that are like, is this fucking bitch still talking? Is she still yapping? Because we'll shut her up. This is what these people are saying. It's like she's still yapping, she's still talking, but she's talking about retirement all of a sudden after beating a woman who hasn't fought in 17 years in 17 seconds. Like you said, you're not impressing anybody by doing that. But it's not surprising that she did that. That's her game. That's what she did.
Known for it.
She does that. So she does what she knows best. She's a silver medalist. She's an Olympic silver medalist. She knows her shit. She knows how to fight. But she also knows how to pick her opponents too. And in this case, it's a bit of everyone. You got to think of MVP Promotions too, that had the #1 viewership of any MMA event.
Do you know the stats on that? Do you know it's how many views they got?
11 million US viewers, 17 million was peaked worldwide. No MMA
That's
event.
live?
Yeah, live.
Wow.
That tuned in to Netflix. No, because it's Netflix. So yes, it's more viewership. No one's buying pay-per-views, which is the key thing. We've all said it. Get rid of fucking pay-per-views. It's a thing of the past.
It's a bit of the old way.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's like people don't do the, like, do you rent movies on TV? Do you pay $5.99 to rent them? You don't do that. You don't pay for a like you have a subscription, and whatever comes with it, that's it.
Right.
That's why Paramount's doing with UFC. That's why Netflix is bonding with MVP. I think it's a big thing now what MVP did. That's a lot of viewers. 11 million solely in the US.
For sure, yeah.
That's insane. I think the UFC had under 1 million the same night, which was one of the worst viewership, given that they had
it was just a fight night?
Yeah, it was a fight night. It was a terrible card. I mean, both parties probably knew what was setting up. I know Jake Paul probably doesn't. He's not. Yeah,
was it Budapest or something? There was a no.
No,
it
was it's a small one. It was a fight night. Usually fight nights are Apex in Vegas. It's not even the big T. It's not the T-Mobile. It's the little Apex ring. But I mean, it's huge what Netflix did. So to have 11 million people tune in, most likely a bunch of people that don't, they're just guys like you and me that are like, they hear these big names. You had Nate Diaz fighting. You had Francis Ngannou, huge card. I think what MVP is doing is massive right now. They got everybody's attention. So people are like, okay, what are you going to do next time? Are you going to rebook Ronda? What's going on? See, this is where they're stalling. They hit a stall point, MVP, right now, where they don't have champions. They don't have they don't have standings. They don't have anything. I think what MVP should do right now is, now that they got the world's attention, they should create like a tournament. And like with these fighters that they have, like just accumulate a bunch of fighters and have them fight into a tournament and that generates your first champions. So you have like classes, like you'll have a tournament for this. You don't have to have a 185, 205, 250. You can have like 3 different classes. Just put 3 belts. You don't need 17 belts. But have a tournament to create a standing, to create who's your best, who's your second best.
Start their own rankings, I guess. That's what
so like it reminds me of how UFC back in the days, UFC 1, 2, 3 up until 10. It was tournament style. You would go in.
I mean, the guy fights multiple fights in a night.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Me and you
about.
would come in, and we would fight a quarterfinal. Now,
basically, you fight until you lose.
Now, I'm not saying let them fight 3-4 fights a night. I think that's crazy because even one fight is super dangerous. I mean, concussions.
Yeah.
But build on that. Have it the next 2 weeks. Have that. You know, it's like how they have like not fight night, but UFC. Like how they're building their fighters. Like they have every week they'll have a reality show where they're building fighters. They have these little tournaments and they have these little. Okay, this guy beats. So next week he's gonna. The week after, and whoever the top dog is at the end gets a contract signing for the UFC. This is how the UFC had.
Does UFC still do that?
Yeah,
they
still. Oh my God, I'm skipping. This is something I should.
UFC reality show.
I'm
Ultimate Fighter. That's what it is.
That's it. Ultimate Fighter. Jesus, I was like, and this has been going on since like back in the you see Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell. You had a lot of guys that were
even GSP. I remember GSP did it.
Yeah, there were a lot of
34 seasons. Wow,
it's insane.
34 seasons.
So why not create like some little tournament thing like that where it'll kind of get people, big names.
Netflix is perfect for this kind of show, for sure. Netflix
That's the thing about Netflix is where people don't have to tune in every month. Give it to them every week. Little fights, but big names, and not have the big shebang where I'm going to get my Nate Diaz, Ronda Rousey. But next week or next month, I'm wondering who are the next new 6 names, because you can't give me the same 6 names. You got to find someone else now. You got to give me someone else. So I think they need to work on that. Maybe work with one championship. One championship is another sideline like the UFC. I don't know if they're still building their fighters, but they do have a good fan base in one. Maybe they should go grab a few fighters, a few names, and bring them in.
Yeah, Pat, I just want to hit Sean's been pretty active in the chat. Sean, glad you joined us.
What's up, Sean?
Just catching up. Good start. You're correct about Khamzat, the weight cut, and he should move up a division. He's clearly struggling to make weight and perform at his best.
I agree.
Pat, I agree on your Ronda take as well.
Thanks, man.
And Jake Paul's last MMA promotion lacked best on best competition. What do you think about that?
I agree, Sean. Yeah, like this is exactly what I was just saying. Ronda and Gina was a perfect example. It definitely lacked. I think the Francis Ngannou fight lacked. I don't know about what you think about the Nate Diaz, Mike Perry. I thought Nate Diaz gave a good run, but then again, you know, his
all that
face
blood
was
so
bleeding.
much blood they had to. Yeah.
But Brian, if you know Nate Diaz, he gets cut over in the wind. Yeah, he'll stand out smoking in the wind and he gets cut. He's prone to cut it. I don't know what's wrong with his fragile face. But doesn't go down. So he didn't go down again. It was
the
called.
Ref that called it, right?
It got called again. So he's kind of proud about that he never kind of lost a fight. He never went down a fight.
On his terms, yeah.
God bless Diaz, but it's over, and it's been over a long time ago. Thank you for everything. I agree, Sean. I agree. I love watching Diaz fight. He's one of my favorites. His brother Nick was always fun to watch. These are 2 Stockton guys that are just they're fun but their time is over. I'm wondering if Mike Perry's time is over, but he seems to be still kicking it. I think he's going to be a good face for Jake Paul's MMA if they do keep him around. I mean, he came from bare knuckle. They kicked him out from bare knuckle. It was Connor, I think, kicked him out. He was like, "Fuck that, get out of here," you know. And Mike Perry he's a dog. He's a bulldog. He comes into your pen and he makes a mess. And he's not a guy that turns down fight.
It seems like this is going to be an ongoing thing. Like, was like 2-3 fighters after the fight. They're like, Jake Paul, you're next. They're all challenging him. I found that hilarious.
Ngannou. Well, I mean, you have
Ngannou and Perry did it too.
Yeah, but I think the
I
Ngannou
think
one.
Diaz too.
The Ngannou one was kind of set up by Ariel Helwani, who was the commentator in the ring, because he had Jake Paul behind him, and he kind of set it up, which was kind of a bad setup because you saw how Francis was kind of like uncomfortable.
They're not even the same class, so that wouldn't be.
Well, he would eat him for breakfast, but he's also kind of his boss. You know, he's giving him the opportunities that no one else really kind of finished with, because Francis kind of went off to the UFC, started something else, kind of blew apart, and never really grew, never really flourished into anything. So now with Jake Paul, he's got a good chance now as a heavyweight. Who's he going to go for next? I think heavyweights are always fun to watch. It's always fun to see a good heavyweight that's going to come along. And it's fun because the UFC is seeing this right now. And fighters are not going to, I don't think they're going to stay with these long-term contracts, stuck, handcuffed to the UFC and forced to stay. Exactly. Colby Covington released his retirement release from the UFC. I think it's just a setup to go elsewhere. He's going to go elsewhere. Fighters are going to go elsewhere. They're not going to stay with UFC and hope that Daddy Dana is going to give him a nice pay.
Decides one day to, first of all, let him have a fight.
Exactly.
Then pay him enough.
That's right. That's when he controls you, if you can get a fight. If you're, you got guys like Tom Aspinall who cried for fights and was screaming for fights. And I mean, everything is so controlled by the UFC. That's the problem about it, Because
they're the only one in town. Well, they're the biggest. They kind of wrote the rules because they're the I know there was other ones, but I think UFC bought them out, like Bellator and what was it? UFC bought them out.
Pride.
So there was it was pretty much, Pride too. So it was pretty much, they were the boss, so they wrote the rules. But now with MVP, and then you have Netflix backing up MVP, you can't just buy them out.
No.
you have to compete now.
No.
Now it's a market now.
Good point, Sean. He's saying Raf is the new home, and he did say because he's a wrestler. Colby is a wrestler, and you know what? May he finish his career there. I don't care. I never really liked Colby. He's like that little dog that yaps in the corner of the room, and it's all good. I understood. He's like that little dog that's in the corner of the room. He just yaps because he wants attention. He's one of those guys that runs when the iron's hot. He runs hot. And when he loses, he's been dried out for a while now, and he's been trying to pick up, let his train get hot again, and just not getting the fight opportunities, and for good reason. He's not the greatest talent that the UFC has. I never understood the big hype around Colby Covington. Yeah, he's American trash.
John, you're talking so much. You might as well just be here, man. I know Sean too. We worked together at with Pascal.
Okay, cool.
Here. He texted me. He's a big MMA junkie, so you should join us, Sean.
Sean, please come on board, man. Please.
This is what he has to work with. He has to work with me on this. Poor guy, man.
By all means, come on board. You're more than welcome.
All right, guys. If you're digging the conversation, it looks like it's just you, Sean, right now. Look at the stats. You're the only one here. We had 7 viewers before at one point. Don't forget to subscribe and drop us a like. Sean, did you subscribe? And hit us up in the comments. We're live every Thursday, Sean. Every Thursday at 10:30. You can come for both the hockey and the MMA segment. All right. Yeah, so this is funny. I heard about this, and they're actually showing pictures right now. They're actually building the place. You see the structure.
I put it in the assets, but they didn't. But you saw the claw. You saw pictures of the claw at the.
You mean
like
that?
Yeah, they call it the claw.
The two arcs there.
Yeah.
No, that's what it's called.
It's called a claw.
Is that what just Trump said? Oh, it looks like a claw. Okay, we'll call it the claw, guys.
It's the claw, guys.
Trump that's the official name. Trump called it the claw. All right. So this was funny. Could the insect problem become a real distraction for fighters and fans, or is this just another bizarre chapter in UFC's wildest event ever? UFC's massive White House event is already facing an unexpected opponent, bugs. Dana White admitted the mosquito and gnat situation around the outdoor setup has been crazy, especially under the production lights planned for UFC Freedom 250. So here's what I need to know. Could something like this kill the vibe for the fans watching the show? And also, can it actually affect the fighters in the octagon? What do you think, Pat?
All right, let's get a visual of what's going on here, okay? We're going to do a little background visual. We're setting up a stage outdoors, an MMA stage outdoors in Washington, D.C. in the middle of June. I've checked records of weather and what happens in Washington in June. It's extremely humid and hot. This brings in a lot of bugs. This is the problem about the gnats that they have, and they have a big bug problem. Now, I could just imagine mid-June, if it's a hot and humid night, which everybody wants to have at least a clear, hot night, better than rain, because if it rains, this is a whole other set of logistic problems.
And don't forget Trump's smell, man. I think it's going to attract flies like... it's going to attract flies and other varmints. But anyways, yeah, go on.
And so I could just imagine with just the temperature is a perfect breeding ground for these bugs. I could just, once the lights go on, what's going to happen? Is it going to be just a bug show? Is it going to be a distraction to the fans watching at home, to the fans watching live? Is it going to be a distraction to the fighters? I hear fighters always saying, it's a very common thing for fighters to say that when they're in the ring and they're fighting, they hear and see everything. Everything becomes
all their senses
sound.
are heightened.
Exactly.
I guess, yeah.
They're able to see one guy up in section 209 with his beer in his hands, and he, you know, they'll see his stance and still look at the fight. They see everything. They're so in tune with their senses in the moment. I could just imagine being in the ring. You would think, fighter shouldn't be able to distraction. I don't know. I don't know. What kind of show is it going to be? It's going to be a weird...
Imagine you just have fighters like there and they're just like run, just out of their face, bugs in their face and going back. And you're trying to submit one guy and a bug goes in his mouth. Man, I don't know,
man.
And Sean brought up it's on a Sunday. That's odd.
Well, it's
it's Flag Day the next day or something, or
it's the President's Day, I believe.
No, it's his birthday.
Oh, it's his birthday,
and it will take place on Flag Day. So maybe Mondays is off for them in the United States. Maybe it's a possibility.
That's got to be it. Yeah, because I found it weird how they would put an event like that at night on a Sunday.
Yeah, so it's Sunday, June 14. Is Flag Day a day? It's not a national statutory or
it's
federal in either in Canada or United States, meaning schools and business remain open. Okay, so it's not a day off. Okay. Yeah, so it's on Flag Day. Yeah, and there's also the fans, right? The people in the stands and
huge distraction. I'm just picturing the lights. It's going to be huge spots up there. They have to have big lights. I don't know if you've ever been in an arena for a fight or a hockey game, anything. When you have, it's these huge spotlights up on top, and look at the claw, the way all those lights, the way they were ripped around.
And what happens if it rains?
That's the other question that I was going to bring up. What happens if it rains? If it rains, are you dealing with a whole other set of problems? Like, is the mat wet? How does the mat react to I've never seen rain on a mat. I mean, some fighters,
cover, but right now it doesn't look like there's a cover, right?
No,
the way
and I don't think there won't be a cover. I don't know if you have a picture of the plans. There's Google Trump or Google the model that they have in the White House right now. So Trump had a model made of what he wants it to look like. The final plan.
Model stage.
Yeah. He has it on a table. No, it's actually a picture, and it's.
Oh, he has like in the office himself.
Yeah, it's in the office, and people.
Well, he has his own little belt.
In a picture this week. created like this
Oh,
little
showing
model.
pictures. Was it a model or a picture?
No, it was an actual model. It was up on a table.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have to try to find it, bring it for next time.
But yeah, it looks like
It's
something like this.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to look. Maybe that covers the stage. Maybe
Yeah.
there. Maybe there is a tarp that goes over just in case it rains. But yeah,
I don't know, man. I have no idea. It's going to be interesting to see.
are you gonna watch it?
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely tuning into this. Yeah, that's going to be fun. I mean, you've got just the Gaethje Ilya Topuria fight. That's a classic. This is just Ilya's going to take it because Ilya is a monster. But Justin Gaethje never turns down a fight, never turns down anything. No battles, no nothing, and he's strong. One of the strongest chins I've ever seen. Against Max Holloway, not so much, but
How do you spell Ilya?
Ilya, so IL
Topuria, yeah, there you go. And
Justin Gaethje, yeah. G.
Oh. How these boys measure up. He's knockout 20 victories. Ilya is only 7. So Gaethje's the favorite, right?
Yeah. But no, Ilya is the favorite. Ilya's champion.
But he has 20 victories.
He's
Uh,
good, but he also loses. He's lost fights. Ilya's never lost a fight.
oh, this 8th is victories par submission. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he's 17-0, whereas
Oh,
Justin's
okay. I was
27 and 5.
17 and 0.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, no.
I thought it was 7, 8, and 11.
No. Oh
I
my God.
7, 8, 11.
Not so tough.
Okay.
Not so strong.
11 ties. Whoa. 11 draws. That's pretty good.
That's not bad. No. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Gaethje, but Ilya's taking down some top dogs. Yeah. Charles Oliveira, just some big guys. So it's stacking up to be a pretty good card. I'll tune in. I'll tune in definitely for the Nats. Bugs. But not sure how this is going to turn out. And it's funny because I remember Dana White saying about 2 years ago how he shit on who was the production that went to Saudi Arabia and they had a fight outdoors, and he thought that was laughable because he's like, who does fights outdoors with all the logistics problems in the desert? You can't control anything if it rains, if it snows.
Well, WWE, I don't know if they do it. I think they do it outside too.
They
WWE.
Do it, yeah, but they're TKO, right? So it's kind of the same company.
Yeah, but
now,
it rarely rains out there.
Right.
All right, I think that's it.
Yep, that's it.
All right. Thanks, guys, so much for tuning in. Can't wait to break down more UFC moments in the next episode. Until then, stay fired up and keep fired up and keep loving the fight. Sean, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, guys.
Hopefully you join us in person one day, and you're always welcome. All right, guys. Have a good night.
Have a good night, boys.